In the previous week, I talked about the fearmonger capitalist, the one that uses national and international news to instill fear in you to get you to make a move that you wouldn't ordinarily make. This week, we're going to talk about the guilt trip capitalist, which use some of the same undertones. See, you got to understand the stark difference between the two. Just the name of this capitalist alone tells you, but some of you aren't going to figure it out. So, not because I'm trying to put you down, so that came off as arrogant and I didn't mean for it to. But I'm setting the stage for why you have to be careful of how people are trying to get money out of you. See, I feel like that guilt trip capitalist on all of these platforms takes on a serpent's mentality, suffocating you, sitting and lying low and waiting to surface itself. See, the difference between the two is that the fearmonger capitalist does use visuals to scare you. Okay? Most guilt trip capitalists don't do that because they think boasting and up talking themselves, once the video starts, is how they get you. And this is why this one is your fault. Because of the 3 steps I'm going to name. Step 1 with this guilt trip capitalist is a whole different monster than a fearmonger capitalist. If you are still hoodwinked past step 1, then it's mostly your fault. Because sooner or later, a serpent may lie low, but it's eventually going to tell on itself. Okay? Before it suffocates you. Let me get into what I'm saying, okay? You know a guilt trip capitalist when you see one. They've amassed a huge following. Oh, I look good. Y'all can't tell me nothing. I own this. I got this. I run in these circles. I can have this juicy steak at this world-renowned steakhouse. I just bought myself this and this. I know this person. I can get this many men. I can get whatever high-value man I want. I can knock women down like it's nothing. That's step 1. That darn guilt trip capitalist, if you are not a discerning person, will come across as a confident person that has built a brand. And you will appreciate their honesty, or their surface level honesty, because in your mind they got receipts to prove it. Oh, this person's confident. Look at all the earthly possessions that they've achieved. What you missed in the process is that you know only what they show you online. You don't know these people's real lives unless you bother to go research them, which most of you won't. This person is really being condescending and low-key putting you down. You don't have my kind of life because you weren't fortunate enough to have it. You don't have my height. You don't have my good looks. You don't have my spa days. You don't have my trips to Dubai. You don't have my flashy car. You ain't as clean and fresh as I am. Go look it up. There are YouTubers like this right now. Also had to unsub from a few. Their videos start off the bat, oh, I bought myself this. Look at what I'm surrounded by. They don't always come out and be that arrogant about it. But there's always that twinge of arrogance that is step 1. With a guilt trip capitalist, okay, They'll continue to guilt trip you by telling you, oh, and in the direction the United States is having, most of y'all ain't gonna have this. It starts with their arrogance and ego about who they've knocked down, what they have, why they have it, in the circles they move. And within step one, that's A. B, then they're gonna guilt trip you and make you seem like a loser for not having it, despite the fact that they'll also ask you for a thanks and encourage you to subscribe and give money while talking down to you. That's step one. I'm going to guilt trip you into continue giving me money because in the long term, it's going to help you. But in reality, you're serving their belly and not helping yourself. When you click on a YouTube channel and a person constantly gives anecdotal stories about how many people they slept with, how many nice restaurants they've eaten at, how much money they can throw around in any given moment, if you did not click off, you've set yourself up. Because now they got you hooked because you assume you can have that lifestyle. Because you got too caught up in what you think is their confidence when really it is their arrogance and their ego. The second one is just like the fearmonger capitalist. It's the same thing. They're going to bring news and actual articles, video clips, social media receipts to prove and back that what they are saying is correct. But like the fearmonger capitalists, they fail to understand that as with everything in life, there's nuance. Again, the stats that they give you, the news clips that they give you, the social media podcast information and content and stuff, the receipts they give you are correct. This is how they manipulate you. Because they're going to give you factual information to just verify the reason they got the life that they have. They'll even sit there and spout off books about how it's more desirable to be rich. That's the difference between themselves and the fearmonger. See, the fearmonger needs to scare you just to get your money. They don't care to educate you as much, though some will. The guilt trip capitalists just need to make you feel bad about their perception of your lack of knowledge, which is why they throw around scholarly articles on occasion, why they throw around books and professors and intellectuals and economists. This economist says this, and you're not going to participate in the new economy based on this evidence. Now they got you hooked because step one, when that serpent mentality slithered in and you let that serpent in your house, it's hard to get rid of now because you've made it to step two. The final step, the same as your fearmonger. Well, if you join this program and this program and this program that I have, it will align you in this, and this direction. It's like going to sit in a false church with these people while telling you that they're better than you and trying to get money out of you. Because they don't come out and outright say that, but their posturing implies it. They're trying to sell you something. Well, you're just going to be in better standing. And even when they sell it to you, unlike the fearmonger just needs you to hurry up and give your money and stop playing the games. They've already scared you enough to pull out that credit card. The guilt trip capitalists have to make you feel bad about what they perceive you've missed in life, though they sit behind a computer screen and don't know you from their own backside. But they need it to make you feel guilty about missing out on eating at that luxury steakhouse. They have to make you feel guilty that you can't sit on a beach in Ibiza. They have to make you feel guilty because you can't get a private jet on call. See, the problem with the guilt trip capitalists is that their arrogance and ego get in the way. If you sit back, take a deep breath, you'll realize you're hoodwinked. My advice to you, don't use guilt trip to get money. because sooner or later these platforms are gonna crack down on these people as well. It's nothing more than a scam to get you to give them money while you still suffer. Don't become a guilt trip capitalist.